What is up, YouTube? Welcome back for another video. So today we're going to talk about something important like we do in every single video. Every video I put out is important, so never forget that. Never, ever forget that. But no, on some real talk. So today I want to talk about credit, which is an important thing for all of us. Your credit score, it's like your credit score is like the adult report card. And that's really what it is. So like when you go to banks or dealerships, or you go to a mortgage lender, they're going to look at your credit score. So it really is your adult report card, and it's going to tell the lenders everything they need to know about your financial situation, and they'll make a decision on whether or not they're going to give you money. And so your credit score affects a lot of different areas of your life, to whether, like I said, you can get approved for credit cards, personal loans, mortgages, auto loans, different stuff like that. So, and there is different FICO scores and credit score ratings. So you have FICO, it's like FICO like 10 now, or FICO 9. But anyway, you have auto FICO, mortgage FICO. So there's different variables that really make up and comprise your score. So anyway, I want to talk about 11 different ways that you can boost your credit score. So right now, like in this video, we're not going to talk about too much about what it takes to form a really good credit score. But for those of you guys who need to boost your credit score up some points, whether it be 30 points, 50 points, 100 points, I'm going to give you some ways that you can do that within the next 90 days pretty much, and some maybe even less. Sometimes you'll be able to see a nice increase in the first 30 to 60 days. But typically 90 days, 3 months is a good time frame to look at when it comes to boosting your credit score. But with no further ado, tip number 1 to boost your credit score. And before I say the tip, I will say that with each tip I tell you, I'll kind of give you the why behind why it will boost your credit score by doing these things. Anyway, let's get into it. So tip number 1 to boost your credit score is become an authorized user. So what an authorized user is, if you're not familiar with it, is pretty much being able to leverage someone else's good credit, but without it affecting them, negatively affecting them, or negatively affecting you. So exactly what an authorized user is say your mom right now has a credit card, say with American Express, that she's had for the past 10 years, and she's made really good payment history, right? So she can call and add you onto her account as an authorized user. They will send a card in the mail, but typically when you become an authorized user, you just tell the person who's adding you to keep the card. You don't want to have the card, right? You just want to leverage that credit history. So anyway, so when she adds you on as an authorized user to her account, you now basically get to piggyback all of her good credit history, right? So she's paid that card off on time for the past 10 years, kept a low balance on it. You now get to have that basically on your credit report, just as if it was on, like it's on hers. So that alone, becoming an authorized user, can literally boost your points, boost your score up 50, 100 points, depending on how long that credit history is that's getting added to your report from the other person. And also like what the credit limit is as well. So if they also have a high limit, that can definitely jump your credit score up. So that's tip number 1. Become an authorized user. It's super simple. As I said, if you want to get added on somebody as an authorized user account, I would tell them that you do not want the card, right? Because you're not going to be able to spend any money on that credit account. So it's literally like it's not going to have any bad effect on them. And the also good part, if you do become an authorized user and that person ends up kind of getting into some bad credit habits with that card, you can always just remove yourself as an authorized user, and that will drop off your credit report. So it's really a win-win. You can't really lose with the authorized user strategy. Anyway, so tip number 2 for improving your credit score is going to be pay down your balances. And this is one that, like anyone can do. It doesn't take anything special besides having the money, right? So when it comes to finance anyway, in your credit score and these different balances, you really just want to make sure you're not overspending or over leveraging your credit and spending more money than you have, because that can easily roll you into a bad situation. And this is coming from personal experience. So credit is to be used wisely. It is a tool, not to buy, junk or things that are not going to make you money. And even if you are doing it to make money, like you could be speculating. So just definitely, I just want to say, be careful when it comes to using credit cards. But tip number 2, obviously, like I said, is pay down your balances. And the reason why that this will make a huge difference on your score is that you want to keep your credit limits or your balances on your credit cards below 30%. So a 30% utilization or less, sometimes even 15% or less, is more optimal, but 30%. And what that means is if you get a credit card with a limit of $1,000, you don't want to use any more than about $330 on that card, pretty much. So that is your real limit. So whatever your limits are, you get a $10,000 limit, you want to really look at that $10,000 limit as a $3,500 limit and not $10,000. So you don't want to go you don't want to go above 30%. So what's going to happen is once you start going above 30%, really it's going to like the lenders are going to start looking at your credit report and that usage as a little bit riskier. So basically the idea is, even though they'll give you high limits, basically the idea is that the more limit you use, they're going to think that you're in a financial hardship, right? Because otherwise, like, why are you using all this credit? Now, if you're using business credit, which we were talking about in a different video, that's not really going to affect you, because with business credit, they expect bigger purchases to be made. But anyway, pay down your balances on all your cards to below 30%. And a little trick that I've also learned is that even if you have, say you have 3 credit cards, right? Instead of using, and they say they all have a $1,000 limit, instead of going above 30% on one card and say using $500-600 on one card, even though you have the other cards at 0 balances, it's better, because that $600 will put you above 30% on one card. It's better to break the purchase down amongst the other cards, and that way you'll stay below 30%. Because even if, like I said, if you have 3 cards totaling a $3,000 total limit between all the cards, and you use $600 on one card, overall, you're not going to be at 30%, but they're going to focus in on that one card that is above 30%, which will still drop your will drop your credit score. So, like I said, you definitely want to spread those balances out, and on none of your cards don't go over 30%. I don't know why I can't talk today. Maybe I'm talking too fast. I just need to breathe it in and breathe out and slow down. But anyway, so that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is add rent reporters. So if you currently renting an apartment or a house, go to rentreporters.com, and what this does is they're going to report your positive payment history to the credit bureaus. And why will this boost your score? It's because the more positive accounts you have on your credit report, the higher your score is, right? So your credit score is comprised of utilization, payment history, mix of accounts, like how age of accounts, increase, stuff like that. So the more accounts you have that are showing positive payment history is going to build you a more solid credit score. So having, a positive account reporting could literally boost your score 40 plus points within the first 60 days. So Rent Reporters is another way to get that positive account, and it only costs about, I think it's about $10 a month. There's an initial sign-up fee, but there are some coupons available on the internet if you just do a quick search that will save you some money. But definitely add Rent Reporters to definitely boost your credit score up and get more positive accounts reporting, right? That's number 3. Number 4, so I'm looking at my notes, is Experian Boost. This one is actually free. So you can go on Experian Boost right now, or Experian.com, create your account if you don't have one, and look for the little tab that says Experian Boost. And all Experian Boost does is if you attach your bank account to them, they're going to look for your, they're going to go inside your bank account basically and just kind of like scan it and look for payments made to like your water bill, electricity, your phone bill, and they'll be able to use that and take it as if it was reporting to the credit bureau all along and say, okay, boom, you've been paying your phone bill on time every month. Because typically your phone bill is not going to report to your credit report. Your water bill is not going to report to your credit report unless you go, unless it becomes a derogatory account. So what Experian Boost is, it will go look for those payment histories within your bank account and can boost your score like 9 to 15 points completely for free and instantaneously. So if you're looking for a nice quick jump and you have your bills in your name, go to your bank account, add Experian Boost, and get those free, those free points, up your credit score. You know what I'm saying? Up that credit score. All right, I'm done with that. Anyway, so another one you can do, kind of going back to adding more positive accounts, is Chime. So Chime now has a secured credit card, and if you don't know what a secured card is, basically a secured, there's unsecured and there's secured. Secured just means that you're going to give the bank money to open up a credit card, and whatever you give them is going to be basically your credit limit. So the reason why you would do a secured card is because unsecured means that the bank is just going to like go off your credit score and approve you for a revolving amount. So say it's $1,000 limit, right, or $5,000. It is unsecured, which means you didn't have to put any money down to get access to that credit. They're just basically unsecured is for people they trust more, right? If it's unsecured, they're like, hey, your financial history either isn't great or it's not old enough for us to really tell if you're, a good customer, a good manager of credit. So instead of us taking all the risks, really we're just gonna have you put up your money and we'll open you up a credit account, see how you spend on it, and then say normally after like 3 to 5 months, they'll then up your limit. So then the bank will put in their own money, and then now it'll be pretty much an unsecured card. But secured cards are great for like initially starting off and building your credit history. And so I'm just gonna be naming a few ways, a few companies you can get secured cards from. Mainly all of your banks, Wells Fargo, BB&T. I don't even know if BB&T is still a bank. I don't know why I said that. They might be, I don't know. But yeah, Wells Fargo, First Citizens, Chase. Most of these places all have like some type of secured card, Navy Federal. And normally your secured cards are going to be limits of like $200 to $500 for a secured card. So Chime, you can do that. And the good thing about secured cards, most of the time, like you're always approved. And I think there's no credit check with Chime. So definitely check them out for another positive account. That was number 5. So number 6 actually is Self-Lender. So if you've never heard of Self-Lender, I actually personally use them and it did help me boost my credit score. But you're probably like, okay, great, but what the heck is Self-Lender? So Self-Lender is actually a company that allows you to sign up and get an installment loan, but really you're not getting the money. Instead, you're paying them, but they're gonna report, it's like a reverse installment loan, right? So typically when you look at an installment loan, they give you money and then you pay it back over time. But this one is pretty much, you pay them to report an installment loan on your credit report. But the difference is that pretty much it's like you're saving money over the time period of your installment loan. So I'll break it down like this. If you sign up for a $1,000 installment loan, and it's probably gonna be like 2 years or whatever, and say you're gonna pay Self-Lender $20 a month, right? And so every month they're gonna report that you're paying down your installment loan, good positive payment history, right? At the end of your installment loan, that money you've paid to them minus a small fee for the service, they're gonna send you the money back, right? So the beautiful thing is you not only get to boost your credit score, you get to save money without even thinking about it. So you get to it's a 2-in-1. So my first one I did was like a $500 installment loan plan. So I paid it off, and then they just literally send you your $500 in a check, or you can leave it in it's held in like a CD. So I think you can leave it there and it can gain interest. I'm not too positive on that, but definitely look into it. All the links for the places, every single thing I name on here will be in the description below. So definitely look into every single one of these because, like I said, these things will really help you boost your credit score right now. If you're struggling, if you can't get approved for nothing, you need to boost your credit score. So, follow these tips and it will work. So underneath Self-Lender is another company that's very similar called Credit Strong. So Credit Strong is pretty much the same product as Self-Lender. They're both good though. So I would recommend to sign up for both. Now you have 2 savings plans and 2 personal or 2 installment loans reporting on your credit. So over time, as these age, as you keep paying on time, it will boost your score. But you still got to be responsible with these things because just like anything else, even though you're paying them money and then it never gave you any money, if you have a late payment past 30 days, right, they're going to report it and it will negatively affect your credit score. So when you do have those, have it on auto pay and just make sure you're keeping up with it. That way it does not negatively affect you and have an adverse, result on what you're trying to do because you're trying to boost your credit score and not lower it. So just be responsible and auto pay and keep up with things. All right, great. So the next tip I got for you is to dispute the negative items on your credit report. So a lot of people don't realize, number one, that there are a lot of errors on your credit report. So people don't check them. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and get your credit report for free. I think either once or twice a year, or I think you can get one from each bureau for free once a year. That is just a part of your rights as an America. But no, so definitely check your credit report, annualcreditreport.com. And like I said, so go review your credit report. If you see things that aren't yours or see some errors that, wrong address, wrong name, stuff like that, or just accounts or collection accounts under the FC, Fair Credit Reporting Act. I almost was going to say the acronym, but I didn't want to mess up. But under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, you have right to dispute negative items on your credit report. So with certain letters and whatnot, which I can attach some letters for you in the link of the bio, you can potentially get those negative items removed. Now, this is not really for like you just didn't pay your credit card and now you're trying to just dispute that. Like, it's not gonna work like that, right? But with certain letters, you can, and here's how it kind of works. Like, number one way people get negative items removed is that they send out these dispute letters disputing the negative things. And like I said, I'll attach some example letters for you in the description. But under like the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, like these companies have to respond to you in 30 days upon receiving the letter, like the notice of dispute. And if they don't respond within 30 days, like they have to remove it off your credit report. So if you guys want, we can go more details into credit repair in a different video. But I just wanted to make you aware that, you know, disputing negative accounts is another thing that you can do, especially if it's collection accounts. A lot of times you can get those off yourself, or you can pay a credit repair company to do it. Guys, I am struggling today. This is terrible. Anyway, so definitely do that one. So I already talked about secured credit cards. There are a lot of other ones that you can go to other than Chime. Like I said, Capital One. I don't know the exact name of the card, but Capital One has a secured card as well that you can get to, like I said, improve your credit score. Another thing you can do is request a credit limit increase on your existing cards. So if you have good payment history so far, you don't have like, you know, you're not get late and you're not overusing the cards, another thing you can do is just call these companies and just ask for a credit limit increase. And the reason why a credit limit increase will help improve your score is that, like I said, part of your credit score has to do with the utilization. So the more available credit you have, the lower your utilization is going to be. So right now, if you're currently, like I said, if you have a $1,000 limit card and you're spending $600, you're above 30%. But if you can call them and get a credit limit increase to like 3 or 5, now that $600 is no longer 30% of your total usage. So those are the main ones. And then also, I'm going to give you guys some bonus tips on ways you can guarantee approvals. So like I said, we're going to add more credit limit to your report and also more positive payment history. So one of the things you can do that's going to get you a guaranteed approval like a creditor is myjewelersclub.com. So if you go to myjewelersclub.com, you pay like $9 to sign up, and you got to purchase something off the site. But they're going to approve you for a guaranteed $5,000 credit limit. Now, it's not going to be a Visa, MasterCard. It's literally going to be a store. You can only spend the money on their website. But it's going to, like I said, they're going to report that positive payment history to all 3 bureaus. And this is basically going to make your utilization or your available credit higher. And over time, as you pay them down, like I said, it's going to just be more positive payment history for you. But apparently, since I can't talk in this video and I am like literally messing up a lot, I'm going to go ahead and end this here. There are a couple more guaranteed credit approvals that you can get, and I'll just leave those links in the bio so I don't just keep going on and making a fool of myself. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. This is the worst talking video I've ever did in my life. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this. Comment, like, and subscribe. Peace out.